find the lovers at the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping bars.
What is up, guys? Shaq Maverick here, and welcome back to the Talks Near Me podcast, the show where we share our advice to audiences that could use talk therapy to improve mental health, as well as we uncover your popular media franchises and our favorite popular culture content. Now, today's episode will be resuming about people just, this whole hot topic with the COVID-19 situation, the whole shutdown. So what's mainly to talk about? Everyone already is aware that, hey, it's killing people like dead flies, like Arve, like really Arve, like these rumors that there's even like kids and thing that are also dying from this infectious, virus. And I think you have like lots of parents and grandparents or your uncles and cousins who are likely to catch it. Like, we can like let's say something about that. Let's say something about that. Let's not get carried away. Is what I want to say about that, and I'm share you a reason why in just about a minute. So you have about what now? The effects of all this with all the fact checks, of all the media and stuff that are these talking about these experts, and believe it or not, but the pandemic is the least of our concerns. Yes, despite its contagious contact, it's identified as something you can catch through airborne. Like when people sneeze or have those close contact with each other, yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about right there. Like look at what's happening to people in Italy. Unfortunately, what happened was something where literally several thousand people, I think up to 4,000, had died from this whole COVID-19 infection, unfortunately. And for those Italians, the culture and language, which is beautiful, by the way, it was something of an unfortunate, situation where they contracted a lot of that COVID-19 infection, and it's an habitual culture for many Italians where they're just used to, they're just used to the way how they, greet and mingle with each other. Like, they just can't help it. And that helped factor in with the disease. So, like, just look at when you're acquainted with an Italian, right? So it goes a little something like this, right? Fratello, come stai? Or amore, non ti vedo da una vita, ci sei stato? Italians don't understand what that is. So you're just greeting each other with open arms, warm, friendly hug or firm shake, and baci, kiss, kiss, one or both on your cheek. And the other sometimes, if you got that relative or martial relationship, so then on the lips as well. It is the leading romantic place to ever live or visit in the world. So what do you expect? A lot of people in them are just, a lot of people there in Italy, they're just, have that kind of culture. I think same with French as well. Although French tone of greeting, to me anyways, looks a little bit more dangerous. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, the whole thing was just a dire situation, and it's still racking up with a lot more persons just dying, like, all over the planet. Now, and for my say to it, there's a saying, and that's condoglianze riposa in pace. Italians don't understand that. Shout out to the community and everything. So touching up on social distancing, right? You have these experts, that advises that you say about what? That they advise that you stay about 2 or 3 feet from each other when you find yourself in a situation of a queue or surrounded by people. Which is prevalent based on the amount of persons standing in line, and shopping in these poor ventilated establishments. You go to the grocery store, right? Shopping centers. And you're touching everything everybody already passed and touched. The canned goods, you got the vegetables, the fruits, all that stuff. You got people coughing and sneezing, the talking in the atmosphere that is microscopically just dancing around in the environment that you're in. So, like, I went into one of our local supermarkets the other day and went inside and see that this whole supposed social distancing, whatever they want to call it, that thing is kind of like not as effective as what people want to make it come off as when you think about it. It itself, I'd say, doesn't have much of a success rate, when it comes to understanding about this whole virus itself. So I have to wonder, but who in God name, right? Like listed these experts, or whoever it is, the media and the people have them, have them just to listen to the advisory. Like if I was a doctor, and this is based on my knowledge of my studies in biology, so don't take my advisory word for word. Huge disclaimer, as this is my opinion, just a random guy that you're probably listening to, especially on how I see, this is just how I see things. But if I was your doctor, I would have advised you to not shop in grocery stores or even restaurants, period. At least not unless certain protocols are in play to make sure that you're at a least or at a most minimum, at a minimum of where you're not going to get that viral infection. Did you knew that studies show that when you are talking in the open, keeping at arm's length won't protect you from catching the infectious disease? There's research done by Queensland University of Technology that reveals airborne viruses can spread far and wide. And just like what I referenced in the previous episodes, that viruses can spread easily through airborne, like influenza or the flu, back in the 1900s, and airlines wasn't even invented or even close to a thing back in those times, and people were infected in countless countries across the bloody world. Oh, but your blessing in disguise medias point out that these experts want you to take their consultancy. So like this is what happens, like on how you can catch it. This just is what happens. So there's this thing called the Brownian effect, right? And I love this, by the way, because I learned this from chemistry. But the Brownian motion, or pedesis, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, don't butcher me. The droplets that's invisible to the naked eye. It does this thing where it's like these particles and stuff that you just can't see like that, but it's in this microscopic world, and it helps with pollination for like insects, flying insects like bees and wasps and stuff. It helps with like stuff like farming and ag short for agriculture. Don't bitch because I'm a millennial. We stay ahead of the times. Our parents try to keep up, so God knows how that's working out for them. But the Brownian motion is the random motion of particles suspended in fluids as an effect from colliding with other particles and droplets, So, and what did they say about the virus with its lifespan outside the human body? Some say it lasts up to 24 hours. Some say a few days at most, right? And these companies play this false sense of security, or have these medias that have this false sense of authority, with making people believe that they are immaculate or keeping their business super squeaky clean, making you believe, hey, it's viral infection proof. I'm only going to be there just momentarily. But incidentally, you could, really you got to look at it. Like, really, is it like, do you know how germs really travel? You know how germs really travel? Oh, by the way, you could totally be fine with you could totally fine them with that in court if you've been taking all the precautions and find out you had test results showing positive for coronavirus. Remember that one, because they state that they're taking the precautions. Same with shipment companies for so they state, but just due to that negligence, I just find it. I just find it very funny. I don't advocate it, but talk to a lawyer if you've contracted it, and then just go from there. But you could totally file for like a lawsuit, if things just don't work out the way that a lot of companies supposedly state that it would. So this shit is so ridiculous for the way people in the government are prematurely reacting, but very, very severe if not taking into consideration. So this is something that can be serious. It can be a serious drawback, potentially. Anyways, the study shows a droplet can travel for up to 10 centimeters before it dries up, since it doesn't fall immediately in ground. They spread. The spread of disease is just easily receivable by just us breathing out that CO2. You see, and we do that indefinitely already. So people are already around with a few feet of one another, in an environment that's surrounded by germs. Like, you better invest yourself in some of those ventilation filters, my dear friend, because there's more to this than people let on. Who can you trust out there? You have to surround yourself around people and companies that are trustworthy. And if you don't, it could mean a bigger risk and fallback for you and your family. All references details are available in the link up below on lukaYans.com. That's LUKAYANS.com, LUKAYANS.com. Or you can hit me up or shoot me up with a text at 242-809-8209 or 786-584-8851. Call the show if you want, 786-584-8851. And during this whole time of the aftermath of the virus isn't even close to what's to come. Like, there's still way more we have to literally realize that we have to deal with. And it is not going to get any more alleviating than what it is right now. Trust me when I tell you that. This is ruining a lot of people's lives. And you do realize this by leaving us a square one. This is leaving us at a square one, essentially, and causing an overbearing drawback for people who will be unemployed within the next few days to weeks at most. People are already going hungry, low on supplies, and getting aggressive with more domestic violence. I just saw on the news that there's an increase in domestic violence that is going up, and only in a matter of time until shit hits the fan, where people get antsy and have to find a need to start home invasions and scavenging for provisions. Like, President Trump already stated that he would like to have America open for business by April 3rd, the earliest or latest, one or two. And knowing that guy, he sticks to what he says, by any means necessary. And I'm going to get more into that in details when we return. And by the way, too, and since now that I'm operating on Spotify is campaigning donations to help and support the global music community that will raise $10 million. And since I'm on the platform, I'm not sponsored or anything, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. If you have any contributions to uplift people's worry about COVID-19 with music, it helps musicians. It supports the artists and songwriters to create and develop what they need most, and they are acquiring lots of partners and supporters from all around the world with this. You see, so this is an interesting time we're in, and we're gonna get through this. I believe us as people, we've gotten through way worse situations than this. And like I said in previous episodes, this could have been a lot worse. Provided though with this whole reaction of a situation, is it effective? We'll be talking about that more in the upcoming segments. So this is the Talk to Me show, where we uncover talk therapy that helps people improve mental health. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like our content, please hit that subscribe button, show support, and follow the Talks to Me show for the latest episodes. Give us a 5-star, write a review if you haven't already. I'm your trusted host on Talks to Me show, Shaq Maverick. We'll be right back.